Parvati al vicario. Vale. Porque nos vamos a ir al bar a hacer la misión de Parvati. Y de paso completar alguna secundaria más que hay por aquí. Vale, pues debería de irse bien. Como veis, el ángulo de la cámara es un poco distinto, que he cambiado todo el setup porque he tirado el sábado, reorganizándolo todo para poder estar cómodo y hacer esto. Echarme 4 horas. Y así tengo espacio para poder fumar un cigarro y sin que el micro me estorbe. Tengo que buscar una forma mejor de colocar el micro. Pero bueno, ya
Have either of the assault cruisers ever?
a ver, estamos diario. Arma de vacío, señal de auxilio. Vuelve a pionera con Gladys. Pasa a mi parte. Compra a Gladys. Va a ser que no. Intenta acompañante. Aquí. Esto es. Vale. Vamos a ver.
Rizzo Spectrum Vodka. Aftertaste the rainbow.
So, how's this work? Do we get a table? Stand in a corner? Okay, so what are we drinking? You're the expert? Oh, and don't worry on the price. I got this. Let's just do it proper. Oh, no, that's on account of my not being able to sleep lately. Makes my hands all twitchy, you know? I've just been lying awake, thinking about what Junlei said, and feeling my heart shake. Oh, beer. I guess, yeah, I can do that. Beer can be good. I bet. Bottoms up.
Welcome to a favored pastime of the common masses, Ms. Holcomb. I myself don't imagine you'll care for the flavor.
Ah, this tastes like the underside of a boot. People drink that for fun? Oh, Captain. I'm pining for Junlei something fierce. What am I doing? Specifically. Definitely specifically. Oh, why'd I drink that? I mean, just with Junlei. I don't know what to do about us. Well, she talked about another girl, right? Isabel. Mentioned her by name and everything, like she wanted me to know. Maybe I've been making a right fool of myself this whole time. Maybe she's not interested after all. I don't know, I'd call it, sensual. That's a lot. It did. Oh dear, I hadn't really... Oh my goodness. And I told you?
As an avid reader and collector of rare tomes, I believe I ought to have a look at this specimen of literary self-expression.
It was real long and rambly. She was telling me a story about her dad, how a lady named Isabel did all sorts of things to try to win his favor. This Isabel lady never quite managed to get her dad's approval, but they carried on anyways. Made something good out of a bad situation. Then it all went down the tubes. Do you think Junlei still has feelings for her? I just got a lot of feelings, Captain, and they're all climbing up my throat. I need another drink. Right now. Before I lose my nerve.
Podemos emborracharla, pero...
come on, Captain. I'm here to drink.
Te has bebido en tu puta
Okay, maybe you're right. I am a little woozy.
vida. Hazte una cerveza.
Hydration, here I come.
Good call. It's best to proceed with a light hand the first time.
Shush you. Oh, Captain, I want to talk to Junlei all the time. Even about silly things, but I'm so scared. Everything? I got a solar system's worth of terrifying questions swirling around my head. Does she think I'm as pretty as I think she's handsome? What if she doesn't like me? What if she does? What if she's still got feelings for that lady, Isabel? What if we get together and she gets bored of me? There's nothing easy about spilling your guts to the person who's got your heart in their hands. You know I'm not interested in physical affection. Well, it's tripped folks up in the past. Folks I thought cared about me for me. What if she's not okay with that? Of course. Wouldn't you be?
¿Quién más que menos no tiene su cabeza, seguramente?
I envy your boldness of spirit, Captain. I can only hope a little bit of it rubs off on me. But, gosh, I don't know that I got that in me. Sometimes I feel real mean inside, Captain. I suppose so, but I want to be my best self for her. A good person, worth caring for. Well, Captain, this has been a whole lot. I got just... Wow. So much to think of. Oh gosh, I don't know, Captain. Do you think I should?
La persuadimos, la inspiramos, vamos a inspirarla, ¿no? Los compañeros, aquí, con el resto es el poco cabrón, pero los compañeros...
Okay.
Parvati me cae bien, joder.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask June out. Just as soon as we get back to the ship. I mean, probably. Eventually. Thanks for hearing me out and giving me counsel. And, well, for being a friend. It means a whole lot. You're good people, Captain.
Well, it's not like I could be elsewhere. Nor am I capable of neglecting a wayward lamb in need of guidance.
Huh. All right. Thank you, guys. You're real good friends, you know that? I wish there was a place we could all live quiet together. Come on, let's go.
Vale, estamos. La puerta cerrada. Aquí tenemos muchas ganzúas. Tarjeta de acceso del bar La Esperanza Perdida. Me da a mí que no podemos entrar. Y por aquí. Ah, el baño. Bien. Llega Parvati de vuelta a la nave. La señal de auxilio. Vuelve a pelear con Gladys.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly...
Aquí sí creo que nos da el acceso a la...
Ooh, can we rent an upstairs room?
Dejando munición por todos lados. De basura, un callejón.
Shh.
Diario de los copas. Coger cerveza, agradecer. Se dejó la abierta. Muy bien, meterse aquí. Esto. Una tarjeta de acceso a la enfermería. Bueno, ya sabiendo que podemos entrar por aquí detrás.
Step lively, Miss Holcomb.
I'm not winded. Honest. My, boot was untied.
Would hate for you to get left behind, or architect forbid, become lost.
No recordaba que se pudiese. Vamos a ver la película. Aquí arriba no miramos tampoco, ¿sabéis? Por cerca. Se abre y se saquea, obviamente. Hay que no que haya
Scheduled to air soon, but a scandal has rocked the league and thrown this pivotal game into question. Both teams have tested negative for
películas de pago, canino, pago al principio, pones de pago, y vamos de tosco. Clima de un carabero, nada interesante. No, por 15 bits. No merece la pena jugarse. Hola, Gladys.
Have you had a moment to look into that little opportunity I told you about on Roseway? You don't hurry up. Someone will get to snooping around there before you do. What's that? Speak up now. What'd you turn up?
Habré encontrado esta forma para un científico sofisticado. Aquí tienes. Mentira 95, ciencia 20, fórmula para un cohete de combustión experimental. Parece un asunto bastante avanzado. Vamos a ver, tío.
My stars, what a find. Fine picking like this deserves an equally fine payout. Go on, dearie. And don't spend it all in one place.
Vale.
A shame you didn't visit old Gladys first. That would have fetched a good price. I may have thrown in a batch of my famous sugar cookies just to sweeten the deal.
Galletas de azúcar.
If Auntie Cleo's exporting wraps from Monarch, golly me, someone's going to be in the soup when they get caught. Bless your slippery little fingers. Isn't that just a shame? Prototype schematics go for a fair handful of bits around here.
Y es que estos son 78 de persuasión, o sea, esto ya es mucho.
Are you positive? Oh, can't say I wasn't hoping for more, but I suppose it can't be helped. Law bless you for doing the legwork, sweetie. Don't forget your pal Gladys now. You can come visit anytime. Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
Entonces, a ver, compra la Gladys por 10.000 bits. Es que no quiero. Vamos a...
I know she's in there, and you can't get me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I'm sorry. Am I causing a scene? See, Umfuru? Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors. You say that like it's weird. I just don't like to leave a debt unpaid, that's all. Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed.
Háblame con Jessie. Es esta. Hay que hacer por ahí. Rápidamente, esto no se puede usar. No nos va a decir gran cosa. Pero...
You ever wonder if maybe folks keep doors closed for a reason?
To the last ratchet on rotten time, leave me in peace! You hull-headed quacks do know that restful recuperation requires not being disturbed, don't you? What? Why? Everything's fine. We're all fine here. No need for her to be worrying her pretty little head about me. I'm just terrible, dreadful sick is all. Got a cough that won't quit and sores all over my body. Highly. Should have known she'd send a bruiser after me. Damned if I don't rue the day I saved her scrawny little hide. Inadvertently, I befriended a bloodhound in the process. Alright, okay. We can discuss this like the level-headed folk that we are. Seems I've got to do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to anyone with one ear and an intent to listen.
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will deny it with my dying breath. You, ain't with the board, are you? See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear someone was following me back to my room. So I hold up here to lay low. Oh, laws. Wait, don't gut me and skin me yet. Please, talk to Bedford. Tell him I can pay, a part of it, and I'm a useful person to know. Just ask Ellie. Surely you wouldn't drag me before him. I'm dreadful contagious. I just know if I face him, I'm dead. What? No, I didn't do anything. I'm a law-abiding denizen of this ship, I swear. Think? No. I recognize a contracted killer when I see one, thank you. In my line of work, that's a skill you develop during week 1, assuming you want to keep breathing. All right, I'll fess this part up too, if it means you'll help me. I'm a thief. I specialize in particularly high-end and historically valuable items. 3 weeks back, I caught rumor that the blood-tier diamond, last worn by an heiress on the Lost Hope, had surfaced for the first time in 70 years.
Ves que están hablando y tal, y son todo bots de ¿quieres hacerte famoso? Compra seguidores. Privacy viewers. Vale, sí. A ver. De que el diamante lágrima de sangre, portado por última vez por una heredera gordo de la esperanza, había aparecido tras 70 años. Y tú lo robaste, ¿no?
If I had, you think I'd be hiding out in the med bay? I was gonna steal it, lined up Udom as my buyer. He paid half up front to finance the operation. Let's just say things went sideways about the time I got my hands on the diamond, and it crumbled to stardust in my palm. Anywho, I barely made it out with my life, and nary a plan to make back Udom's deposit I'd spent. Udom Bedford's the board guy on the station. He'd know how I stand with them. Thanks for helping me with the board. You're a real pal. Or I guess I should say, Ellie is one, huh?
Uy, no hemos subido de nivel, pero... por el bigote de una gamba, Ya sabes. Roba todo lo que no esté. Una cosa. Hay que ir a hablar con Bedford. Sí. Pues vamos a hablar con el que sea de Bedford.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your...
How do you do? Ah, how might I assist you? Miss Doyle owes the board a significant sum. Alas, the only collateral she has is her organs. Compulsory donation is quite legal in such cases. That's not unreasonable.
I guess it's better than losing your organs, but... I don't know, Captain. It just doesn't seem right.
Miss Doyle is deeply in debt, and the board has every right to do whatever they like to recoup that debt. What guarantee do I have that she'll agree to the terms you negotiate? I quite concur. It's refreshing to deal with someone practical for a change. I will recall my collection agent. Tell Miss Doyle to report to me promptly for her first assignment. Now, is there anything else you need, or can I return?
Bien, a ver. Subamos persuasión, 2 puntitos, intimidación, 2 puntitos. Y vamos a subir mentira, todo lo que podamos también. Esto me interesa que lleguen al 100 en total. Y ventajas, a ver qué más ventajas tenemos. Pero ahí restablecer la activación de habilidad. Ayuda, beneficio de movimiento a la precisión, adaptación táctica del tiempo. La reactivación de habilidad de acompañante, reactivación de las habilidades de acompañante, 50 de daño de armas tecnológicas, y 5 velocidad de movimiento durante 20% de daño impacto a la cabeza, puntos débiles. Esto. Vale.
Wish I could say it was good. The good news came through the wireless. Looks like you paid my debt to Jesse. I guess that means I owe you now, right? Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better-than-average sawbones. If you're looking for a medic, I can work my debt off. If I'm being honest, and I prefer not to, I was about ready to pick up another contract anyway, and you settled this in a pretty tidy fashion, which tells me you're competent. But we can say I'm repaying the favor if you prefer that version. It's like people touching a cookie and leaving it in the box. It's just one of those things that gets under my skin. She helped me win a bet. Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. We were on a smuggling run planetside when our point man bet me I couldn't outrun a mantisaur. That's what I thought. And as you can probably guess, the thing was faster than it looked. Probably would have caught me if Jesse hadn't picked it off. What, you don't appreciate my go-getter attitude? Moral is, mantisaurs can't run when they're full of holes. You won't be sorry. Though it looks like you've got a full roster already. Time to play favorites, Captain. Traveling in style, are we? I'll be sure to nab a cabin with a view.
Welcome to the crew, Miss Ellie. We're real happy to have you.
Vale, entonces, ¿cuánto tenemos? 19.000, o sea, podemos comprar el pase. Pero...
My dad taught me some French, you know? Stuff about omelets and, fromage. I could take a look at that journal.
By all means. I would be astounded, yet astronomically in your debt.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing at all about eggs and cheese in here. Sorry.
Bueno, vamos a ver una cosa. Primero, Vicario, ¿tú qué es lo que me aportas? No, a ver, tú estás aquí. Aporta intimidación, ciencia y pirateo. Ventajas, bonificación de pirateo. Bonificación de pirateo, ya está, es lo que da. Así que... te vas a quedar con una mierdecilla. 160, sí, me parece bien. Una armadura... no. Ah, no te puedo quitar la armadura. Qué mierda, pues... sin giro. Giro para nada. Y pirateo 5.
Very helpful. Thank you.
Porque nos vamos a dar una otra aquí de hombre.
Captain, Felix and the vicar are arguing again.
Vale, este tiene otra vez. Hay que hablar con Parvati. Y ahora iremos.
Hey, Captain. I hope I wasn't too much bother at the bar. I did have fun, and I tried some things I never would have otherwise.
Es cierto, y eso
And
que
I don't
veis
feel it
es-
today. I guess that water must have worked. I'm glad I had you looking out for me. Well, turns out the key is proper hydration. Probably should have been able to guess that for myself, huh? Anyway, I messaged Junlei when we got back, and she replied super quick. Okay. I was awake half the night, thinking about what I sent, anxious to see what you said. I reread my message in the morning, and it was unclear. I was drinking when I sent it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the courage. Also, sorry for the typos.
Vale.
I've ruined things in the past because I didn't say things I should have, like, I've met someone who's become special to me. I want to be honest with her, so if she feels the same about me, there won't be any surprises.
Si sigue sin intervenir por mí, no habrá ninguna sorpresa. O puede que no. No tiene sentido. Vale.
Oh, isn't she sweet? Like one of those two-bit romances where one soul's all stiff and formal and, I should be glad to perhaps take hold of your hand, miss. I ought to go write her back. I mean, I already did. Twice. But anyhow, thanks for taking me out, Captain.
Vale. Ya Parvati se ha vuelto a la nave. Y está complicada. Avanzame. A ver, diario. Vale, nombre de vacío de papá. Hay que ir a... Vale, esto es el de arroyo del Mona. Hablemos todos. Esto del vicario. Esto del...
Young Millstone,
Queda
you look
poco
pensive.
por encontrar.
I don't know what that means, but I've been thinking.
Esta tiene aquí dos y botiquín de primer
It ain't easy carrying a torch for the Rangers.
I understand.
firme,
The Rangers' victories are your victories. Their defeats are likewise crushing.
normales. Esta se gasta, es una chupa de...
Wow, Max. Never expected you to understand.
This may come as a surprise to you, Felix, but
Ahora con ella.
Something on your mind? I'm a surgeon by training and a pirate by inclination. Not much else to know, Captain. I like long walks on the promenade and the smell of Spacer's Corona. I make a mean zero-G cocktail and I've got a meaner right hook. Well, my blood type is AB positive. I'm a Leo, and I despise Space Hospital. Never mind what anyone else tries to tell you. That about covers it. Aw, come on. That stuff's boring. Look, the thing I've learned about living in close quarters is that you've got to give people room to breathe. I'm all for making a few bits together and having fun doing it. It's a mix of whatever you've got on hand, usually zero-G brew with some Spectrum vodka if you're lucky, purple berry shake if you're not. Exactly. That's what makes them fun. I'll make you one sometime. If you don't enjoy it, I'll make a few more until you do. Sure do. Some of it was even legal. What gave it away? It's the hair, right? Or maybe the ammo belt? I had it custom made. Gotta advertise your business somehow. I've done all types of work with all kinds of crews. If there's one thing you ought to know about me, it's that I won't tell you your business. Makes two of us, Captain. No complaints here.
A ver, los dos están peleando. ¿Tú qué dices?
Good to see you, boss.
Nah. Tú.
by verity, by strength. What are we contemplating today?
Es más de lo mismo. Tú. Dios, las cámaras.
Issuing sanitation ticket.
Pues
Since when?
Entonces tenemos esta que se llama de Phineas, el hombre vacío, que tenemos que ir a Asalto al Arroyo en Monarca, vamos. Y lo de armas del vacío. Vale, pues para esto tenemos que ir aquí al laboratorio de Phineas.
We've arrived at Phineas's orbital lab.
A lo mejor a ver si le podemos entregar o no para...
Remember that you are not
Tú, que quiero ver qué tienes.
sure.
Mira un Stitch. A ver, Eli. Ventajas, vale, no. 10 de medicina, cantidad sobre otorgada por llenador médico. Bien. Ansiedad de gravedad, reactividad 5 minutos. Armadura que tienes. Talento de tecnología más 5. Interesante. Pero te vas a poner esto. Me interesa que vayas bien protegida. Y aquí se va un blister y mi arma favorita.
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it! Blast, that's loud.
Dang, that's impressive.
Oh, medicina más. Por ahí nada más. Veamos que
I'm just securing my ongoing experiments. And securing myself. Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since... in fact, I've never had a visitor.
Actor que conoces, los pulsars de la nave, lo mandas a un planeta de mierda que... Burbujitas. Tío, es un cerdo con tumores por todos lados, tío. Guarrería. Carcicuerco. Y tienes otro. Cogemos los cortes. Solo que luego decoran la habitación. Son totalmente opcionales. Tiene el sistema SK. Cámara de hibernación.
Reviving you from hibernation was my greatest accomplishment. Your odds of survival were a mere 28%.
Recuerdo limpiar el cerdo fundido. ¿Qué cerdo fundido? Qué bonita. Purificadores. Cerdo fundido guardado me están diciendo. Mensajes tienes. Ignorar el pirateo.
Careful, that's my communications terminal.
Vale, aquí. Está bien, vamos a hablar. Aquí tenemos.
Aha! I see you found my portable molecular compression device, better known as a shrink ray. Find a target, point, shoot. Your target will shrink down into a manageable size, whereupon you may commence beating them to a pulp. Feel... Oh, thank the law. Your skin has doesn't spontaneously change color. Potential side effect of the revival process. Very rare, but you never know. Right. Welcome to my little habitation, such as it is. I've got caffeinoids, cysty bits, if you're into that sort of thing. So, welcome. Make yourself at home. My secret hideout is your secret hideout. The one I gave you before your pod landed, ruined beyond repair. Impossible to find replacement parts. That's Halcyon Manufacturing for you. Don't worry about it. I'm reasonably certain you're not going to spontaneously expire. No nonsense. There's no such thing as luck. Only well-calculated margins of error. You survived that fall in 85 out of 100 simulations. Oh, balderdash! You hadn't yet recovered your faculties of speech. What was I to do? Dear so-and-so, would you like to be shoved into an escape pod? Blink twice for yes? Still, I admit I may have been a touch hasty, even thoughtless. I do, of course. What's on your mind? Oh, it's not you. I do experiments in that room. Some of them get quite scientific. The unexpected is to be treasured, but from a safe distance. Regardless, it's quite... Absolutely. Let's talk. No, and I've been trying very hard to avoid making eye contact.
So you're the captain's mysterious associate. I'm Ellie. Nice to meet you.
Wait, not another word. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know who you are. Let's just enjoy our plausible deniability while it lasts, shall we? Why don't you just invite the entire colony to my secret, carefully concealed lab? Oh, fine. As long as you're vouching for their character and they aren't touching things. For what it's worth, I am pleased that you found a crew, such as they are. I picked you out of the hope for your talents, after all. It's only natural that others would gravitate toward you. That's odd. What's on your mind?
Vale, pues no podemos sacar mucha más información. Y en la sala esta no podemos entrar, ¿no? Está sellada con el... Pues nada, aquí no hay nada más que podamos hacer. Más que no comprende. Hawthorne ponía algo sobre buscar a los vendedores del mercado negro en la Pionera y Salto de Arroyo. Por lo visto, esta escolta llegará a encontrar algún que otro artilugio poco común en sus buenos tiempos. Puede comprar registros de antiguos archivos de datos. Estos vendedores proporcionan una pista. Vale. Pero tenemos que seguir haciendo esto. También las recompensas de...
I am a dirty, autonomous...
Los cojones que ir a... Bueno, podemos ir a Estila, que... Pero no podemos entrar en el Monarch, creo, todavía.
We've arrived at the Groundbreaker.
Hey, be careful with those crates, huh?
Bizzle's Purple Berry Crunch. To the Delaware.
If you're here for this week's magazine club meeting, you're a touch late. I've got a lovely little throw pillow. Just something I toss together. Like to keep my hands busy.
No, eran registros, ¿no? Pero tú no tienes una puta mierda. Coño, vale, pues sí, me lo llevo. Y esto... me lo llevo también. Es esto, comprar misiones, vale. Tenemos la chatarra que no queremos.
Gracious. I was just sitting down for tea. Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. It's almost fantastic. You should have a chat with Lilia Hagen in the Sublight offices. Now, anytime, sweetheart. You know...
I'm gonna be able to set foot on a whole other planet. I know Monarch's a moon. I think it counts anyhow.
Long as there's paying work, you can count me in.
C&P chicken and potatoes. At C&P, we know our C&P.
Oh, neat! They got stuff in here I ain't seen in ages.
Some freelancers sneer at Sublight for setting up a storefront, but they rake in the bits.
Huh?
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and Shipping, a legitimate business for legitimate consumers. You the one flying the unreliable? Sure you are. Miss Lily has been expecting you. I'll unlock the door. Hey, Doc Fenhill. Glad to see you ain't moved on from Groundbreaker yet.
Hey, Tobias. How's the leg?
Good as you left it, ma'am. Still bends and everything. Took some extra lead while I was on a job. Ellie here patching me up good. The other guy thought his ship was perfectly operational. I told him it was salvage. We disagreed. I won.
Workplace hazards, Captain. Pretty routine around here.
Sure am. A few years back, they got me started on simple acquisitions. You know those latches they put on cargo bays ain't worth a damn? These days, I stick to HQ and look after Miss Lilia.
Fronteras peligrosas, Ferias Whitney. Por si acaso.
What the? Well, guess it was nothing.
Vale. Si me agacho no es ilegal. Si me agacho no es ilegal.
Hey, you!
No, me han pillado.
What the?
Head it out.
Entra ahí dentro. Si no lo veo, no es ilegal, ¿verdad? 150 bits. Muy buena. Me encanta.
Sure. Sure. On my way.
¿Cómo hago para...?
Be right there.
Vale, así se hace.
So you're the new captain in town.
Sí,
I
soy
was
el
hoping
capitán.
you'd make your way to my office. Saves me the work of hunting you down. Lilia Hagen, CEO and Executive Director of Aggressive Operations. I'm guessing you already know about Sublight, otherwise you wouldn't have come. A little advice. Before you start telling lies, get a feel for who you're talking to. It's nice to see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd recognize that leaky boat of his anywhere. Is Ada still at the helm? I don't know how many times I told Hawthorne to restore that smartass to factory settings. I have a salvage job for someone light on corporate ties with a reliable set of wings, but there's a catch.
Wouldn't be much fun without one.
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. Interested? One of my guys in Stellar Bay has a lead on some high-grade salvage, but he went dark before he could spill the goods. We arranged a drop at the Saltuna warehouse's loading dock. Find whatever he left there and take it to Fallbrook. My gal Catherine will be expecting you. When the board pulled out of Monarch, they buried or sealed anything they couldn't carry off-world. Apparently, one of Catherine's teams uncovered an abandoned lab with full tanks of Alta Vitae gas. It's exactly 1 million bits per cubic meter. Before you get too excited, the only thing rarer than Alta Vitae gas is a reliable buyer. Dangerous stuff. Acid for the nuclein in your cells. It's no good to anyone outside of a lab.
But it can be a lot of fun, if you don't mind the possibility of rewiring your body on an atomic level.
You and I have different notions of fun, Dr. Fenhill. A few of my contractors run flights in there and out again, working around with the board embargo. We keep the community lubricated with a steady supply of booze and unconventional erotica. Byzantium kids with more money than sense can thank Sublight for their good time. One of my guys filmed a Raptidon grinding on an automech. Didn't end well for anyone, including the cameraman. Now, get going. Catherine will brief you on the details when you check in with her at Fallbrook. One last thing. When you're on the job, keep a pair of eyes in the back of your head. Understood? You'll do fine. Probably nothing to worry about. Probably.
I ain't worried if you aren't, Captain. Honest.
Absolutamente nada. Bueno, en fin, ya le hemos robado, así que... no da igual.
Sublight's always got plenty of work. Good gig if you don't mind where the bits come from.
Vale, pues veamos a ver diario que tenemos un montón de mierdas, ¿no? Consigue el código de acceso perdido. Continuo espacio clic. Ese trabajo de saqueo. De Bahía Estelar, vale. Armada. Y Doctor Wesley es una clave de navegación. Vale, esto se hace desde la falible. Esto es ir a Monarch. En Salto del Arroyo, que es tapado, necesitamos la clave. Así que le tenemos que llevar al vicario. Vamos a ver esto.
CNP Borstworth. It's not the worst unless it's worse worse. Rizzo's mock apple cider. A hard cider for a hard life.
aquí sus preciosas armas. Vale, sí. Y vas a volver a llevar talentos de diálogo más 5. Armas largas más 7. No, llevabas medicina, ¿no? Sí. ¿No se le puede quitar? No, no se le puede quitar. Medicina más 3. Vamos a volver a dárselo al director. Así que tenemos que ver cómo harán.
If you stop in the engine room, would you ask Parvati to send Sam down to the bridge?
Parvati no está aquí. Ay, no, dejar. Dejar eso.
Oh boy, look at you. What a mess. You never had no one to take care of you, huh? Hey, Captain. I got a thing I want to ask you. It's kind of big. I was thinking about what you said before, after we went to the Lost Hope on the Groundbreaker. I reckon you're right. I think I'm ready to stop fretting and fussing and ask Junlei to go steady, straight out. And I'm thinking of doing it here, on the ship. Oh gosh, do you think so? I just figured, you know, there's nowhere she can go on Groundbreaker where folks don't know her. Here, she can relax. I was kind of hoping you'd offer. The thing is, I can't ask her over like this. I mean, look at me. I'm all covered in engine grease and I ain't showered in nigh on a week. I smell like sweat most days and, well, don't look too close at my fingernails. I was thinking, hoping, we could stop by Groundbreaker for supplies. I mean, only if you're not busy. Or when you're heading through Groundbreaker for something else. You don't gotta change plans on account of me. Anyhow, next time we dock in Groundbreaker, let me know. 'Cause I want to come with.
Battery levels are fully charged.
Nos mandan a Monarch porque misión tengo cogida. Ah, tú, Félix, que es casi... Ah, es subida también. Sí, lame botas. Y Sam. Que me da 10 de intimidación. Y 20 de reputación por y más de 20% de daño infligido a los automecanoides. Es un robotito muy chiqui. La armadura que puede llevar este no puede llevar armadura. Y las armas que lleva pues son simplemente brutales. Pero quería saber... no. Está bien. Nos manda Monarch directamente, ¿no? Esto es ir a la pionera a comprar... Vale. Esto, busca pistas. Consulta el archivo de compañía de Festo en el terminal de Hawthorne. Vale. vamos a ir a Monarch. Sí, vamos a Bahía Estelar, ¿no? Creo. Tenemos que ir a Bahía Estelar. A ver. Salto del arroyo en Monarch. Vale, salto del arroyo. Bahía Estelar. Vamos a Bahía Estelar.
Message from Dr. Wells. He'd like to congratulate you on finding a route to Monarch.
Well done. You'll love Monarch. Exotic climate, violent native species, fascinating culture, really. You'll need to speak with Hiram Blythe. He's known as the information broker, and for good reason. If anyone knows where I can find those chemicals, it's Hiram. I need those chemicals to revive the Hope's colonists. They can help us fight back against the board. They can help us set things right. If we don't put a stop to the board, they're going to drive this colony toward a complete societal collapse. You'll see what I mean when you arrive on Monarch. No, never. Monarch is a hotbed of political activity. I can't imagine why Hiram set up shop there. Cuisine, perhaps? You'll want to hire the services of a skilled guide. I recommend a hunter by the name of Nyoka. Frequents the drinking establishments of Stellar Bay. Very hard to miss. Once you have everything you need, make your way. Best of luck. Everyone on the Hope is counting on you.
Captain, an unusual wavelength is coming through Monarch's aether wave frequencies.
The eternal is in us all. The OSI would have you believe that your place in society, indeed in the universe, is preordained. A man who works in the mines of Hephaestus, coating his lungs in mercury dust for not but a few bits a night. This fate is set in stone? When he dies young, coughing up black blood, his part in the grand plan? No, I say. Greatness is in everyone. Not just those so fortunate as to have been born into prosperity.
That was unexpected and odd. Analyzing the subtextual ordering. I believe it was a type of sermon, Captain. Very zealous.
Algún día quitaré la arma, lo juro. Bien, somos intimidación a 80. Mentira, podemos subir también 4 puntitos hasta 80. Pues eso dejémoslo en 60. Natural. Y los otros 4 puntos en sigilo. Nos va a venir bien. Vale.
We'll be here, Captain. Or...
Vamos a llevar a Parvati al vicario.
Will we?
Vicario. Toma. Y ha subido de nivel. ¡Wow! Es enorme. Vale, esto es otra historia. Vale, sí, este era enorme. Esto era enorme. ¿Cómo se usa esto? Ah, no.
Hold on there. Gotta sign you in.
¡No me vas a registrar! ¡Ya me voy! Antes quiero robar todo lo que pueda. No puedo evitarlo, me tiene que registrar. Si me cacho no me ves, ¿verdad?
Don't think I've seen you around. That means you must be new to Stellar Bay. You are new here, right?
Parece sorprendido.
You must have seen those UDL gunships on your way in. There's only 3 of them these days. Still, they tend to scare folk off. Wish more folk could say that. Gets awful quiet guarding a landing pad that never gets used. You may not have heard, you being new, but Stellar Bay hardly ever gets off-road traffic, us being cut off by the board and all. Which means I never get to do this part, but I've been practicing, so here goes. On behalf of Monarch Stellar Industries, welcome to Stellar Bay, home of the freshest sal tuna and halcyon. Please state your name for the records. Swell. There's one for the logs. I'm even gonna give you your own entry code. I'm not supposed to do that. It's against procedure, but Mr. Sanjar isn't so strict about the rules here. Besides, I got a lot of empty entries to fill. We don't get ship traffic in town. Only off-worlders who do make it out here are sublight. They got a base in Fallbrook. And thank the stars for them, or we would have run out of Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch years ago. Oh, that'll just make Mr. Sanjar's day if you tell him. The board makes up lots of nasty stories about raptidons and cannibals and whatnot. But that's all outside our walls. Mostly. Oh, sure. They make Stellar Bay sound like a rotten place, but it's not so bad. Get a good breeze going, and the sulfur smell mostly covers up the fishy smell.
Ah, the nostalgic stench of home. Can't say I miss the day-to-day of living in Edgewater.
Anyway, Mr. Sanjar's got lots to say on that. Mr. Sanjar will be mighty pleased to meet you. If you see him over at headquarters, maybe you could tell him I did a bang-up job of welcoming you? Oh, and if you're headed that way, maybe you could do me a favor? I got this Rizzo's Rangers tossball poster coming in on the next sublight shipment, signed by the Black Hole himself. Only I haven't heard anything in a while. You think you could check with Celia? Thanks a bunch. Celia works for Mr. Sanjar in the MSI building next to the bar. She's always there, so you can't miss her.
Ready when you are.
pesar de haber comprado el pase, estos bichos. ¡Wow! Acabo de ver la luz. Por 850. Vale, 14, 12. Vale, pues. Joder. Ha estado bien. No me voy a quejar, la verdad. La que llevo es de 29. Toma, 46 de armadura. Vicario, bienvenida al club de los unicornios. Porque esta que tiene una de 26. Esta más cara. No, tiene esta de 22, que es la más cara. Evasión y sigilo, sí. No, da evasión y quita sigilo. Que es que evasión no me interesa. Y el sigilo no me interesa perderlo. Talento tiene algo más 5. Esta puede estar muy bien.
What are the chances of all the times and places we could have been born?
Yeah.
We're here, light years from Earth, going about our lives.
¿Qué estamos siguiendo? Ah, radio monarca libre, vale.
Lives.
Every time the punch clock peals, a worker earns his meals.
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood, so it's sliding. All over the place, trying to crawl away. Getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud. But I gotta get in there, get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out. If so much as a drop of stomach acid got on that medallion, shit, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn rapt out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around here. Who are you? If you think this is drunk, I gotta, you need to get out more. Sit, partake, buy me a drink and let's chat. Outstanding! What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger? Well. Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we? Wait, that ain't it. Brass rats? Let's talk business. I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You have to get me something to clear my head. Outstanding! Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, well, I don't rightly know what they are. Steroid or caffeine somethings? Pills. They're very good. I'm cut off for the month, on account of needing one just about every damn day. But I'm sure you've got your wily ways. Fetch me one and we'll be all set. I know they make me see straight, for a little while. You gonna get me a dose or what?
Bloqueo y menos tanto de sigilo. Evasión y evasión. 19 de armadura, 36 de armadura. Puede estar bien para uno de los secundarios. Sí. Los 150 es que no merece la pena. Lo que necesito es munición pesada. Esto sí me lo llevo. La munición me la llevo. Y es que 1100, tío.
Sure. Heading back.
New face, huh? You've... a ship captain? Well, I'll be. Here, let me buy you a drink. Consider it an MSI welcome. Why don't you grab a chair, sit a spell and revel with us?
By the smell, he's been reveling enough for you both already.
Me and my friends have taken our destiny into our own hands. We're untethered, free of responsibility and worldly cares. Well, as long as we don't run out of bits. But until the windfall's gone, we're riding high. See, we just walked out on our work. It ain't any one thing but the sum of it all, having to work longer shifts for less bits. And the wages we do earn don't cover as much as they used to. Our supervisor, Velma, goes on and on about quarterly profits and meeting quotas. But that ain't what Sanjar promised us. Velma refuses to negotiate, so we're refusing to work. We won't go back until she agrees to pay us fair and proper. I wouldn't doubt it. You look like the type who tends to come out on top. Not like us cogs, trying to be the squeaky wheel, but just getting deadlocked. It's been days, but you would do that? We sure thing. What did you want to discuss? I never meant to call for anyone's head on a pike. Velma's not my favorite person, but she ain't been cruel to us. Devil it all. Now you got me feeling sorry for her. Fine. I guess we'll go back to work to save Velma's job. We'll find a better time to negotiate our wages. Tell Velma not to worry. We'll look out for her.
Armas a distancia, evasión, talentos defensivos, armas largas, bloqueo.
Velma seem out of sorts to you?
She's always cranky.
No,
156 de DPS. Caca. 220. Es que es 215. Uy, es mejor. Es mejor. Pero en realidad no. Porque esto dispara una hora por disparo. Esto dispara mejor. Al ser de repetición en realidad. Sigamos dando vueltas.
You're a deft hand with a mag pick. What do you think you're doing? I don't have time for this. Move along. What? What?
Incoming!
No podemos abrirlo sin cargándolos. Bueno, vamos a por la misión.
If Velma's capable of running the warehouse, certainly pick up her own caffeinoid. Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe I've seen you before. And with sweet cheeks like those, I'd remember. What can Auntie Abigail do for you? Now, that can't be. Ms. Ramnareem Wentworth has already exceeded the month's... Oh. Dear me. She does have another dose in her allotment. How did I miss this? My, but you are a doll. Here's Nyoka's caffeinoid, and if I know her, she's probably ready for it by now. Do take care of yourself, dearie.
Could I get another advance, Mr. Nandi?
Just make sure it's properly done.
Help! Someone's been killed!
Lo mismo.
Sorry. Just spooked me, was all.
What a gruesome way to die.
Aquí vamos a meter un secundarios para matar a alguien. Pues esta zona, os digo, es muy grande. O sea, el juego realmente no tiene mapas muy abiertos. O sea, no tiene una cantidad de escenarios ni nada.
Whatever you do, don't make it fun. You'll never hear the end of it. That's against regulation. What do you think you're doing? I don't have time for this.
Da plomo, da talento, da más cuerpo a cuerpo, persuasión más 3. Mira, esto puede estar bien. Y luego tiene, pues eso, modificadores. No nevera. Derivador. Vale, la nevera está con llave. ¿En serio? ¿Para una cena congelada? ¿Me tomas el pelo? Tirada por el suelo. Vale, pues aquí ya lo hemos visto. Corre como el viento, perdigón.
You're back. Good news? Bad news? All of the above? More or less dangerous than a steady supply of alcohol. Give it here. Whew, that hits this. Great. Where to? Oh, Hiram? I ain't checked in on that man in an age. He's running the giant radio tower we lovingly call Devil's Peak. We'll be going south and west, mostly along the road till we're past Fallbrook. Out there, there's a western slope that'll lead us through some fun. You like hunting, right? That's fun. If you're more of a spelunker, Rotting River will take you into the mountain caverns. We can discuss options when we get closer. That said, 3's already a crowd. I don't mind waiting somewhere until you got a spot open.
Long as you've got my back, I'll have yours. Welcome to the Unreliable Crew.
A ship? Well, look at you. I'll find a spot there to call my own for now. Find me when you're ready.
Y otro botito más. Y otra ventaja más. Que ya no sé ni qué. De verdad, no sé qué pillar. Es que son la verdad. Sí, el precio de vendedor más bajos. Y diario. Tenemos un huevo de secundarias. Y aquí donde empieza a dar por culo. Porque hay un montón. Entonces tenemos el juego de green.
Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of the finest salt tuna in Halcyon. What can I do for you today? You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse. But I'll warn you.
Or is he not paying you on account of how he tried to fix the thing his own self and busted it even worse, and then said you wasn't fixing it fast enough, so he's docking your wages again? Not that I got any prior experience with such.
Not at all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or mantis worm wings, whatever Sebastian has in stock. So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else.
I reckon she's got a little bit of a squish on this fella.
He's sort of the strong, silent type. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And would you? I'd appreciate that so much. Maybe don't tell him I wanted you to ask. Just that you met this really nice lady named Celia, and she seemed... Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about. Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises. You think that's what I'm looking for? You're funny. Sorry.
Joder. Como veis, tenemos un montón de cosas. Bueno, de hecho, con Belma, vale, la gente del almacén debería estelar.
Smells like rat in here.
Oh, it does work. I bought some musk from Sebastian.
Quietly now.
Great work.
Have you had time to check on that poster yet? I keep wondering if it's come in. It's signed by... Everyone's heard of him, even on Monarch. We still get some of... Oh, you're real funny. Guess I don't feel so bad for missing what go... Would you look? I can't thank you. And you know what? Take my old tossball blocker too. Never get the chance...
es la cantidad de diálogo que tiene. O sea, normalmente las señales de combate no sirven para nada, porque prácticamente los combates lo que tienes que hacer es hablar.
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry. Did she now? Well, I can see I was mistaken. Because if Catherine really had sent you, there'd be a lot more expletives in your message. I hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately. First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing. Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors. He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess. Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments. Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra jugs he's been taking from supply. Something else on your mind? Unless you're here to tell me he's agreed to do his job again, I've got nothing to say. Well, that's awful nice of him. Sure wouldn't have expected that. Thanks for your help. You've gotten me out of a tight spot here. Take this for your efforts. Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming. And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the sterile biotics we use for the fish would get you... We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Sublight Boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most...
Well, well. The only new folk I ever see in town are sublight runners from Fallbrook. But what can I get you? All sales are final, unless...
Veamos qué tienes. A ver. Un lanzaplasma 276, 273. Un lanzanada de 412, pero es un puto lanzanadas de mierda. Una escopeta 238. No me interesa. 19 y me das bloqueo. 36 de armadura pesada. 36 de armadura. Mira, estos dos sí me los voy a llevar. Me vienen bien. 9. Y queda armas largas más 5. Que te peten. Te dan más cuerpo a cuerpo. Armas a distancia. Talento de sigilo. Puede estar bien. Da plomo. Armas largas. Tumores de calcipuerco no me interesan. Y las armas buenas que tienes aquí son una puta... Bueno, la escopeta vale, pero son una puta mierda. ¿Para qué nos vamos a engañar? Son una puta basura. Es que no tienes... No tienes nada bueno, en serio. Pero nada bueno. Espérate, ya pasó. Vale. Armadura. Esto lo que da 38, pero es que esto da 36. Pero a Parvati le viene bien la armadura de 36. El vicario le viene bien también la armadura de 40, de 36, creo. De 29, sí. Esto de 5. Filtración más 5. Hemos conseguido. Lleva la armadura de 46 y Parvati lleva la de 29, claro, y Vicario lleva la otra de Túrico. Ahora yo soy la de Túrico.
What's that smell coming out of the ceiling?
You startled me. Don't sneak up on a person. Braxton, I've never Hadn't heard of a Braxton. Got nothing for you, sorry. Oh, in that case, he told me he was delivering to this house in the ruins south of town. Whole family had fallen sick and he had some meds on hand. So maybe look for him there?
Poor fella. Hope he's okay. We should hurry, Captain.
A ver, ¿qué hay más cosas? A ver. Fuera.
Wrapped Musk and Canada. Hello, stranger. Can I interest you in Raptidon tongue? You look like a woman who's looking for some most... Oh. You look like a woman... Huh. I haven't seen her in a few days. I hope it's working okay, because no... Wait, I see what's going on. She put you up to this so she could get a discount, hmm?
Oh, no, that's not it at all. She's smitten with you. You smited her. Smote? Smoot?
Don't get me wrong. I'd like to give her a discount. She's a real fine lady. Always talks nice and slow, so I understand. But if I give her one, I won't hardly make a bit, on account of no one else having any use for Raptidon tongues. You sound pretty sure. And she is awful nice.
Give her a chance. Give yourself a chance. Take her someplace nice.
Okay, I'll do it. Once her shift ends, we'll go someplace nice. Maybe to Chef Raymond's.
That's the spirit, Sebastian. Be yourself. Between you and me, Captain, I'm not sure Miss Celia knows him too well, but we can hope, right? I want them to be happy.
Have you talked to Sebastian yet? What? Okay, but how did he say it? Did he sound excited? Or like he was just agreeing to it? Was he like, yay, a date with Celia. I've secretly been waiting for this. Or was it more, sure, I don't have anything else going on. Oh, I will. Now I've just got to figure out which jumpsuit I'm wearing and how I'm fixing my hair. Or maybe I should go with a casual look? Ah, look at me going on. I'm sure you've got other things to do and Mr. Nandi's giving me that back to work look. Anyhow, thank you.
Aha, the helpful strip. Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me. Did you hear that power play, Celia? They don't make them. I only hope you don't judge me. Now, what business brings you here? Hiram? Why, he's probably... But if you're here for him, I suppose that means you aren't here for Saltuna. Yes, that's it. Channel your anger.
Seems like you're having a rough time, Mr.
Oh, don't worry on my account. This is merely the latest in a long line of professional erotic and athletic disappointments. Now, I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but surviving alone isn't as easy as it looks. Thanks to the so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now. Now, we've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature... Yes, freedom is a tempting ideal, but a rather costly paramour.
Exactly. Intellectualism fuels the train to mankind's future, but the tracks the train runs on are forged from practicality.
Mr. Vicar, I don't want to be rude, but I don't think that means anything.
Yes, it's as though the good vicar has plucked the very words from my brain.
Well, Mr. Nandi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On our terms, mind you.
Returning to the board is your only chance if you hope to survive here on Monarch. That doesn't mean it'll be easily achievable.
Indeed not. No worthwhile plan was ever simple. That's what I always say.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
It's a two-pronged approach. The first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended. With a Bolt 52 cartridge, of course. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Why, one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance. I'll need to gather some supplemental materials, but I mustn't get ahead of myself.
You do tend to do that.
The Bolt 52 will be in the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in. And these days, it's overrun with marauders and wrapped up, saying what, which way? That's just what it's called. It's supposed to stand for something, but I forget what. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. What can I do for you? I see. And was his delivery of the MSI Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you? Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes. What can I do for you?
Que esto era el traficante de información pico del diablo. Vale, pero esto es... sí, fila. Esto es simplemente salto del arroyo. Tenemos que comprar cosas, suministrar peligrosas, registrar la casa, hacer inicial y desde la casa de apuestas de Tosbolmanía. Ajá. Ajá. Esto que es aquí.
I hear those rich people in Byzantium pay a handsome bit for wrapped musk.
Ooh, you're the new face. Wow, you must be up on all the latest tossball games. So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial Age Mammoths. I'd heard they'd gotten a new hacker. Is that why everyone's making such a fuss about you? But what are you doing on Monarch? Ha! Maybe we're not so isolated as I thought. So, what can I do for you? Poor Isaac. I was wondering why I hadn't seen him in a few days. I'd really like to help. Isaac was a sweet fellow, even if he did have terrible teeth. I don't know for sure, but I saw Elijah and his buddies pushing Isaac around. They're hooligans from Fallbrook. They sweep into town, drop supplies off behind the warehouse, and spend the rest of their stay getting rowdy over tossball games. They usually loiter in the alley behind the yacht club. Mr. Sanjar will be pleased to hear about it when you're done. I know he gets fed up with the Fallbrook bullies, but there's not much he can do.
Pues sigamos. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. ¿Por qué no? Ya se lo subimos hasta 80. Y nada más. Ya tengo ya 17. Madre mía. Sí, porque ya comenzamos todo, ¿no? Sí. Vale, pues ahora tenemos un montón de cositas fuera. Así que nos quedan más cojones que seguir. Ah, no, esto debe salir. Vamos a ver.
I wonder sometimes what they're doing on other colonies.
Uh-huh.
Think they're watching the same serials, following the same tossball?
Please, will someone help me? My boy's in trouble.
Look,
Who the fuck are you?
Hey, what are you doing here? This is our secret alley. Berta already pissed by those crates. Listen, that purple-toothed twerp had it coming. Not that anyone has proof. And not that it's any of your business. Oh yeah? What are you saying exactly? Wow. Most of the pencil pushers around here cave as soon as you look at them funny. Fine, we're going. This ain't worth it.
Y una vez más, el diálogo, pues vale, una pelea. No sé para qué hay armas en este juego. No sé para qué hay armas. Nada por aquí, en serio. Ah, sí, munición que no usaremos porque no hace falta pegar un tiro en este juego.
I had a question about your plan, Mr. Vicker.
Of course. The cos...
You should know, you're getting excellent reviews from across the company. What can I do for you? But that's terrible. What happened? I'm glad to hear you've dealt with them. I've been consumed with other matters of late, but I would have dealt with them. Eventually. It really was on my... Still, your intervention in the matter is much appreciated. Please consider this payment for your services.
Toma una mierdecilla por ahí y... mierdecilla. Y la armadura pues te pone cualquier mierda. Porque tenemos que llevarnos a New York. Y después ahora. No sé si ahora apareció algo nuevo.
Didn't I request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these?
No aparece nada nuevo. Y la de New York, como veis, está llena de... ¡Ah! Mira. Y los postes que le quitamos a Phoenix. Una munición pesada, no queda bien. Porque de donde sabemos si habrá monstruos y cosas así.
Hey, Cap. Oh, that's just Frida. She's the first rep that... It had been when I was a kid, so something on the order of 20 years? Oh, sure. Once in a while I've got to bury her and come back later. She's a big girl, tough to lug around. But she's been with me a while, so... Her. And of course, she's a great conversationalist. Never argues, never... Hey, Cap. Well, yesterday, Ellie and I almost got to fighting. She turned to Mike Green when I cooked up a bit of wrap for dinner. I like her. Reminds me of Rebecca. Shit. Look at me dredging up bygone days. Forget I said it. Don't push it, Captain. Hey, Cap.
Cojera permanente. Me llevo al Parvati, ¿no? Y otra. Y ya tenemos todos, como veis. Y acá tienes una pedazo de bestia. Tanto de oxígeno más 5, no, tienes que llevar esto y esto. Que va a salir de puticornio. Nos da 10 en mentira. Nos da menos 20 y exterminio, más 20 de daño. Con lo cual, ahora mismo nuestro personaje va con 98 en mentira. Y como veis, los puntos de talento van en aumento a lo bruto. ¿Vale? Es decir, este pack de personajes son los que tienes que llevar para mentir como un puto cabrón a todo el mundo.
You look like a preacher. You a traveling vicar?
In a manner of speaking.
Stellar Bay had a vicar once. He took it upon himself.
Vale, vamos a ver. Diario, por favor. No. Que esta nos pilla aquí más cerca.
Hey, Cap. Got a minute? Hey, got a favor to ask you. Figure while we're out here in the wilderness anyhow, we might stop in on an old friend of mine. Preferably before we get to Hiram's. It's on the way, don't worry. You don't seem the type to run off and get yourself killed. And I could use... Well, I'll be upfront with you. I hate asking. But this, what I'm thinking, it's dangerous. Nothing we can't handle. I used to run... I haven't seen two of them in years. First, we go to Hayes. I'll show you where he rests. Then we find my two lost trackers and bring them home. If we can find Rebecca and Anders, they'll know how to lure her out. Then we kill the bitch and bury... Oh. Good old Stellar Bay. Only place on the planet that don't stink. Right. Here's the road. Follow it.
Necesito un arma 238. Es que es en plan... Hola. Ya la tenemos, mira. Y un sombrero bonito. Bonito, nos da. Entonces debería darle más 7 de persuasión.
I wonder what secrets...
Mess with us.
Una habitación de lo más útil.
A visitor? What an unexpected surprise! Please, come in. Come in.
I'm getting real bad fight or flight right now. Watch your step. People ain't this friendly outside city walls.
I, for one, welcome a reprieve from our travels. That is, if you'll have us, kind sir.
That's the spirit. Now come in. Make yourselves comfortable. I'm afraid we don't get many visitors out here. The raptidons and marauders scare off all but the boldest. And if you've braved them, you must be exhausted. Why don't you stay for dinner? I'm sure I would remember something like that. Now, quit fretting yourself about that. Make yourself at home. Dinner's almost ready.
Something ain't right about this.
A mí. Porque yo me acuerdo de esta misión. Y no terminó demasiado bien. La verdad, para ellos. Pero lo veremos después del cigarro. Como siempre. Bueno, veremos esta misión y un poquito más de exploración. Y lo dejaremos por aquí.
What's up? What's with the pleasantries? You want to know something? Just ask.
Vamos a ver.
All right.
No quería hablar contigo. Hay que hablar con estos, a ver.
Oh, hello there. You come... Sorry, I'm not real good with, names. You got a funny way of putting things. I used to be good with words. But it feels like there's this fog. Sorry, have we talked about this before? That's nice of you. I usually feel better after I eat.
Vale, antes de hablar con mamá, vamos a ver qué por la actividad.
I'll keep quiet.
Hey, what are you doing in my room? Liar! You're trying to steal the last of my rocket candies, aren't you? The ones that come in a bottle with a rocket ship on it. Like the other man used to bring. I'm not telling you.
Tranquila, ya me voy. Sin antes robártelo todo. Árboles, papá, cielo, hambre. ¿Hambre? Sin H. Esta casa para vivir fuera tiene muchas comodidades, ahora pues nos quedamos con la llave. Más adelante. Ya lo veréis. Y esta es la llave del mate. Vale, así que será un...
Space, there's choice pills that cure all your...
Gracias. Ya cerramos esto. Vamos a ver con la madre.
What a pleasant surprise. And just when I was beginning to fear we'd seen the last of good company for a spell. Yet the Eternal provides, does it not?
Only if you give yourself over to the plan, Martha. May I call you Martha?
By all means, just make yourself comfortable. Company is always a reason for cheer. The Eternal does not desire that we huddle and hide, crowded in by walls. We all share the spark of the divine, and we were made to spread it across the stars. Out here, we are free. And even apart from society, the universe provides for us, as your being here proves. That they do. Though it's up to us to make the most of those opportunities, wouldn't you say? Look at me, prattling on as if this gravy is going to cook itself. Why don't you run along until we are ready for dinner?
No podemos salir.
You must be famished. Is it sticking again? I'm afraid nothing out here works the way it used to. There's a bit of a trick to jimmying it open. I'll see to it once we've finished dinner. Please, there's no need for incivility. Though I certainly understand. I promise I'll get the door open once we've had our meal.
Nice to meet you. Wait, did I already say that?
I hope you favor ketchup and woolly cheddar. We have to make do with what we can find.
Tenemos que descansar.
Space, there's choice pills that cure all your ills.
No. No sé si tenemos que descansar o sentarnos a la mesa.
You must be famished. So are we, my friend, but one can't rush a...
Vale. No lo vamos a sacar todavía, pero sí. Vamos a subir arriba, a abrir la puerta y entonces...
They sulfur-sodden assholes. Ain't enough that the raps eat everyone? Now people are doing it too?
It is unnatural, an affront to the grand plan.
Coger hojas de cenar. Escapa de la casa. Vale, ¿los marcará ahora como enemigos?
But what's this? You're tracking blood into the kitchen. Oh dear. You've been nosy, haven't you?
Quickly, my dear. She's getting agitated. We can't let the meat spoil.
Don't worry. We'll make this quick.
Here they come! Dust to dust. Or in this case, bloody bones to bloody bones.
They deserve to die so clean.
Obviamente se la han comido, ¿sabes? haya nada en la nevera que nos guste. Vale. Pues por aquí este ya estaría, ¿no? Que es hablar con Velma, tal. Té con Catherine y el código de acceso vas a encontrar en el cadáver de la gente de Subla de Catherine, el salto del arroyo, que es lo mismo. Vale, pues ahí tendríamos 2. Y... sí, vamos a hacer estos 2. Vamos a... aquí. Aquí. Vamos a hacer estas 2 y vamos a dejar por aquí hoy.
Who wants to play an impromptu tossball match? No one? Really?
I'd give you a friendlier welcome, but...
Who spat in your spirits, Vel?
You noticed my mood?
I could be seeing triple and I'd still think you're being unkind. I just might find it.
Will you try wrangling half a ton of dead fish with decades-old equipment and... Anyway, that he's got his load on and that's... Wow. I sure feel like an ass now. Oh, sure. Because Monarch's just teeming with Still, it's good to know what happened to him. And that I ought to start... Something else on your mind?
Vale, eso por un lado. Lo siguiente es... Primero es con Catherine. Que está aquí dentro, creo.
Poor Braxton.
I don't... O es para... o es fuera. Es fuera. Vale, pues vamos a dejarlo por aquí. Por aquí. Vale, y ya seguiremos mañana. Así que nada más. Espero que os haya gustado y nos veremos mañana otra vez. Hasta mañana.